What car do you race with?
I'm racing in the Formula E Championship.
What car do you drive in your spare time?
I have a GLC and I have also an EQC.
What car have you loved the most?
The car that I enjoyed the most driving, I had the chance to drive a Formula One, so that was for sure a very good experience. Formula E also is a very nice car to drive actually, and DTM. So these three cars.
What sound does your electric car make?
Which sound? High frequency noise, so I'm not very good at making sounds on noises.
What's the electric car that you would most like to test in the future?
Mercedes is coming with a new concept car called, can't remember actually the name, but there is one that is coming. So yeah, that one.
Have you ever tried other electric personal transportation vehicles such as scooters and e-bikes?
Yes. So I have I have an e-bike, mountain bike actually. I love it. In the future, I'm planning to buy probably another a car for the city and a scooter.
Do you exercise with electric vehicles such as e-bikes?
Yes, I do. So I have a mountain bike. Great fun, cool to ride. I love it.
How many races have you competed in?
It's 25 years that I'm racing now. 20 races, I would say per, maybe. So it's over 500 races maybe.
What's the difference between racing with electric cars and racing with internal combustion engine cars?
Yes, so at the moment we're only at the beginning of electric cars. So we have to manage the energy in order to have enough energy to finish the races, to have long enough races. Sure, in the future it's going to be different, but at the moment there is a big part of energy management during these electrical races.
Which country is most ready when it comes to electric transportation?
Well, it's difficult to say. I'm living in Switzerland. I think that here electrical mobility is actually quite developed. You see quite a lot of electrical cars on the road, quite a lot of points where actually you can recharge your car batteries. Quite a lot of people using e-bikes. Some people are also using e-scooters. So from what I could see, I'm not an expert in other countries, but in Switzerland actually electrical mobility is pretty well developed.
What's the most beautiful country you have ever visited?
Well, it's difficult to pick one. I had the chance to travel a lot and to see different things. You have so many beautiful countries for many different reasons. For example, I love Switzerland because of let's say the nature, the mountains. It's very green. Then I love also Italy for the food, for going to the beach or to the sun. Great weather. Spain is the same also, south of France also, I love it. Then if you go a little bit further away, I love it. I love going to Asia. I had the chance to go to Indonesia, Bali. All these places are beautiful, and so it's difficult to pick one up.
How do you drive an electric car?
Yeah, so it's quite difficult. Yeah, like I was saying before, you have a big part of energy management. So it's not only about pushing as hard as you can, which is a bit different from any other categories. Normally in every other categories, you're as a driver, you need to find the limits. So you need to push as hard as you can. There it's more about being efficient. So it's to find you have to find let's say different limits, and so drive fast but also drive efficient.
Which rival do you fear the most when you race?
It's difficult to say. I think that at a certain level, so you have the chance to compete in DTM and Formula E, you have very, very good drivers. Pretty much all of them are very good, so very good rivals. They have obviously their strengths and their weaknesses, but I would say that in general they are very strong. It's difficult to pick one up actually. There is really nobody in the championship that I'm racing that I'm really that is more fierce or anything.
Have you ever fallen in love at first sight?
No, but what I was saying at the beginning, we're only at the beginning of the development of electric cars. They're getting better and better, and the thing that struck me the most with electric cars, you need to drive them to understand a little bit how they work. The more you drive them, the more you actually like them. And at the beginning, maybe I was not a big fan of electrical mobility, and I could not really see, the meaning behind, this enthusiasm. But now, I get it. I drive one on the road. I also drive one in racing, and I just love it.
What elements are you most focused on when setting up an electric race car?
There are many different things. Yeah, setting up an electric car is much more complex than I would say a normal mechanical car. you have a lot of softwares, and the computer side is very much present like in Formula E. So you have on top of having all the mechanical components that you need to set up like correctly, because you have a racing car, you need also to adjust all these little details with the softwares, and this takes a lot of time. It's very complicated. You need to have experts from, let's say, another world to motorsport on that side, and it's fascinating actually.
How much of your technology can be found in everyday cars?
I'm sure that Formula E is a good laboratory, let's say, for the manufacturers. They develop new solutions for hardwares, softwares. We do quite a lot to be to push the efficiency with our cars, and being efficient in our championship is key. And I think that it's also a little bit the goal with the normal electric car that you see on the road. So some solutions that are, let's say, working quite well like in racing will also work on the road.
What are the strengths and weaknesses of electric cars?
The strength, the strength. You can basically recharge your own car if you have your own electrical source of energy. So you plug the cable, at night, and you find your car like being fully charged in the morning. You don't have to go to the petrol station. Let's say that's already like a big thing. It's obviously costing less, so that's great. Yeah, and we will see in the future what other like strength we will have. For the moment, the cars are limited, let's say, like in power, because autonomy and is not probably as good as diesel and normal petrol engine cars, but it's getting better and better. The weaknesses are obviously, the batteries are very heavy at the moment, but I'm sure that this will change in the future. Also, the way we will charge batteries in the future probably will change also, and that will, at the moment, maybe it's not fully ideal, but maybe in the future it's gonna be better.
What do you like the most in your sport?
I'm a very competitive guy, so I like competition. I think that a good fair competition is really pushing me as a person to do better, than the others. This is really what drives me. Obviously, also driving, nice cars and having the adrenaline, to go fast on the most beautiful circuits around the world, whether they're in the cities or outside the cities. That's also very nice. But I would say that the competition is the thing that that I like the most.
Why do you like driving and racing with electric cars?
I like racing with electric cars because you have to adapt. You don't have to be only fast, let's say, which is probably the case in other motorsport championship. There you have to adapt. You have different level of powers depending if you're in qualifying or in the race. You have to manage the energy in the race. You have many factors that you need to do well in a Formula E race weekend, and that's also something that I like.
If you could be an electrical device, which one would you be?
There are many of them. I don't know. There's so many. I don't know. I will probably be a car. It's my passion. So